So in this video, I want to show how you can be able to take your project from the very when we are done with it, building it, how you can be able to deploy it and also connect it with a database online. So the previous video I made, I didn't actually connect it to a database online. So let me commit. So this project is one of the projects I built during the bootcamp. So that's on when we started the building of project. So this is my own project. So as you can see, let's go to files. So you see all of my file here. So I just did the commit the other time. So you can see that I'm using a local database here. So and that's why you're seeing that it's pointing to a local host. So 127.0.0.1. So now what I want to do now is I'm just going to do it afresh before you so that you can all see it. So the first thing I'll do is to just push. I just committed, so I'll push it to GitHub. So I'll make it a private repo. So I can make it public if you actually requested for that, but I don't think there's a need for that. So the next thing to do is to go to GitHub. I'm sorry, Vercel. So get into Vercel, then log in. So I'll log in with my GitHub. You can log in with any one of your credentials the one you use. So let's add project. So it's loading. So add new. It's going to be project here. So now skip. So as it is here, so I'm going to add. Let me just search OneNote. OneNote. I want to believe it's online already. All right. So you can see 50 seconds ago. So import. So the next thing, I don't think I have anything to change here, so let me leave it as OneNote. So one step you will not want to miss here is this env variable. So it's very important. So you need to put everything you have here in that env variable. So I'm just going to copy everything, then come back to that place and post and paste. So you'll see that if I show all of this now, you'll see that it's having the content of what I have there. So I'm going to leave it as it is. Then once I'm done deploying the database, then we'll come back to edit it. So the next thing I'll do here, open everything just goes smoothly, so it's to create project. So it's loading. Let's see the deployment. All right, create project, then deploy. So done creating project. So the deployment should start now. So the deployment log is loading. So installing dependency. So once it's done with all of this, then we can be able to go to the next stage. All right. So the deployment is still loading. Still loading. It's going to take a little bit of time. I intentionally didn't pause the video. I just want you to watch everything live as it's happening. So I'm deploying the output. So everything is done now. So my app is deployed. So let's go to dashboard. Continue to dashboard. So you can see now I have OneNote here. You can view the public link here. So you can click it. And all right, so let me try to log in. I want to check something here in the code. I want to see if there's any readme. Okay. So I don't have any local users here. So let's go back to the site. Okay, so let's create account. So you notice, don't forget on the local, that is on my PC, we have a database we connected with. So, but now that it's deployed on Vercel and it's expected to be, everybody is expected to be able to connect with it. We don't have a database connected now. So, but let me just try to sign in. So let's fill it. So I'm just going to use, let me just use a random password here. So create account, you should have an error. So trying to create account now, there should be an error. All right, there should be an error for us. So let's inspect. So go to the console, you can see we already have an error here. So it's already telling me that there's an error because the env is not set correctly. So that's the next thing we need to settle now. So go to Neon. Neon is the platform we'll be using to deploy our database. That's where we want to create our database, just like we have on our local environment. So you can just go to on Google, you can just search Neon DB. So it's going to bring this for you. So you can just press on it to go to the website. So I don't need to do it again. And if you are not logged in, you can log in, and if you don't have an account, you can just sign up. So you can sign up with any one of your accounts. It's going to log me in because I'm already authenticated. So now the next thing, because you'll be coming in the first time, you need to set up an organization. It's going to prompt you along all of this journey. So I have an organization. So I have a project here. So but for your sake, I'm going to create a new project. So I'm going to call it OneNote. So you can put this, don't toggle this, just leave it as it is. So then next, so we have the project ready now. So the next thing for you here is to get a database, to create a database. So let's check our table. So we don't have anything in the database yet. All right, so everything is here. So nothing at the moment. So then what you just need to do next is to now connect. Don't forget we've created OneNote. So it's for you to now connect your application to this database you have created. So connect. So the connection string is here. So just copy. So come back to Vercel. Where's Vercel? All right, this is Vercel. So on your sidebar, I need to close this. So on your sidebar here, so go to env. Okay, yeah, environment variable. So just select it. So in this environment variable, you will see all of the environment variable we have pasted initially. You can see this db url. If you come back to the application, go to env, you see db url. We pasted it in. So now you see better auth secret. So you also see better auth secret. Then better auth url, you also see better auth url. Then the last one, which is this. So now let's update it step by step. So our first interest now is the database url, which we copied from here after, sorry, in this one. So after we created the project OneNote, so it's going to give us a database also. So we copied it here, then come back to Vercel again. So just edit this, edit. So we just paste. You can see the okay, this is not the whole one. So just paste it here. That's what we copied from Neon. So paste it and save. So after saving, we need to leave. We are not changing the beta or secret. We are not also changing okay, we are not changing the beta or secret. Let's just leave it as it is. So what we are changing next is the beta auth url and the public auth url. So if you view it, let's come back to our application. You notice that it's localhost 3000 and this also localhost 3000. So the reason why it is localhost 3000 is because on our local server, when we did npm run dev, you'll notice that your application will always start on localhost 3000. So for security sake, it is best that you put it here so that someone will not route traffic to your application to steal things on your site from another website. So because we now have it online, what we want to do now is to replace this localhost 3000 with the original domain we now have online. So come back here again, then go to this link. So copy it, and that link is coming from Vercel dashboard. That's the link it actually gave to us when we deployed the application. So you can see the overview is loading. All right, so this is a link here, domain. So you can just copy it here. So just copy it, then come back to where we are setting the env. Where is it? Is it? All right, okay, yeah. So this is it. So come back here. So you need to edit this one, then paste. So then every time you change an env, no, I just remove an env. So now that we update this and update this, so the last URL, that is the beta out URL, I'm going to remove it. We don't actually need it in this production environment. So now, of which I've removed here. So now that you do that, so we need to redeploy. Every time you change your env, it's going to prompt you to redeploy. So accept to redeploy here. So it's going to ask me. So just scroll down, touch anything here, just allow redeploy. So if it doesn't ask you this, no problem. So now it's deploying. So you can view deployments. You can view deployments. Yeah, what exactly is happening. So just like we see, um, just like we are able to view it during the initial deployment. So you're going to see everything as it's building. You're going to see everything here. So now once the deployment is done, so once the deployment is done, see a warning here. All right, so it's still building, so I'll just leave it for it to complete the building. Okay, this error is coming from beta odds. No, I was, so let's just leave it to continue the deployment. Let me quickly go and fix the env variable. So this beta out URL, so edit. So I will need to put this, that's https. So then save. So it's saved now. So you will need to redeploy because we actually deploy again, because we actually update the beta out URL. So the deployment is running now. So while this deployment is running, our application should be okay now. But there's one more thing. So even when this deployment, for you to view deployments, you can see this. So this is the one that is running now. So you can check the update. So it's actually compiling. So it's running now. You shouldn't have any error here again, apart from this warning. So we can ignore the warning. So the build should be done. All right. So summary, Yes. So if we view if we view the application again now, we should still be able to access it. All right, everything is still working as expected. But if you come back to Neon, even though we fix the EMV, now let's refresh. You still notice, you see that we still don't have anything in our database here. You can see zero table in the schema. And the way I got here is, you notice on top here in your project, you see all of this. Then you can just scroll down, you see Postgres, then tables. Everything is empty here. So what you need to do now is this take two. So let's go back to VS Code. So I added something in this command. So I added this command, this script, so that it will be able to run to deploy our database. So what I'm going to do is that I'll just copy this and put it in the run build command. So just type this npm run build db deploy. So now I'll push it again. So once I push this, so let me just paste this. Once I push this now, it's going to deploy our migration to the database. So, and once the migration is deployed to the database, that means DB is now properly incorporated. DB is now properly incorporated. So let's come back to Vercel so that you can see what is going on. Let's go back to deployment. So this is building. So in the building history, in the build log here, so you're going to see that you can see now it's already running the migration. All migration have been successfully applied. So now come back here, then refresh. So we should see something. Yeah, that's great. So you can see notes. So my database is now here successfully now. So if I try to log in, if I try to create account, everything should work as expected. So now there's one last thing I want to tell you before I just end this video, is that now this command that I added here, it should not be left here. So you need to remove it. The reason why you need to remove it is so that you will not mistakenly destroy your database, because as you are changing things, you only do that anytime you need to change something in your database. Maybe you added a new column, you dropped a new column, and you make some changes in your database, and you want to now make it to reflect online, so you can just do that. So but I don't want to do that one accidentally. When you want to do it, you need to do it consciously so that you know what you are doing. So I'll save this now, then migrate again. So I'll deploy again. So I'll just commit again now and sync. So once I just commit and sync, every time I deploy, it won't actually apply that changes again. It won't apply that changes to my DB, but it will still work. It will still bring up all other changes. What's it called, deploying. So I believe this should be of help. This should be of help to people who ask about how they can be able to have their database connected. So if you have any question, you can just pass it in the comment so that I can be able to possibly, if there's a need for a follow-up recording again. So let me try to do like a random sign up here. Have the account created. So this label I'm creating now, so you can come back to create a note. So the note title, then the note itself. So you can pick a label here, then create a note. So if you come back to your label now, so the label, you notice that we don't have anything in label previously. So if you refresh now, you can see that we now have that label. So sorry, this is a label, not label. So you can see label, then come back to notes. So you can see that we have this note here. So this is awesome. It's not more than this for you to connect your database, so via Neon. So I believe this should be of help to everyone who actually asked that question. So see you in the next video as you request.